state championship football tonight. Coming out of the Little 8 Conference of Champions, the Wildcats of Deer Creek, coached by Lynn Peterson, and they'll look at the Agassiz Valley champions, the Hillcrest Academy Comets, coached by Dick Risbroot. Anticipate some kind of a football game, and if you are a Minnesota-nite, well, I'll tell you, this is quite a night here in the state of Minnesota, as we are now down to the 19th day of November. None of that white stuff laying on the ground. The air completely still, the flag hanging absolutely limp down to our left. Actually an excellent night for a football game, the temperature probably somewhere between 28 and 30 degrees. If you wonder about these two teams, they've come a long ways. I don't think either coach anticipated this would be the spot they would be in come about the 15th of August when things kicked off. If we may, let's take a quick look at them. For the Hillcrest Academy Comets, who are 9-0 on the season, they have averaged 31 points a game offensively while giving up but 9. For Deer Creek, 11-0 on the year, 43 points offensively. They've given up 14. The guys to look for offensively, for the Hillcrest Academy Comets, you got to look to Mike Strand. He has been their leading rusher, but the short yardage man is Mark Amberson. As we take a look at the Deer Creek Wildcats, their big gun individually rushing had been Greg Truax, and listen to this. 10 yards for a first down. What is Mr. Truax average? 9.1 yards per carry on his way to 951 yards for the year. Passing statistics, the two quarterbacks very similar. Mark Amberson for the Hillcrest Academy Comets, 47 out of 93. Gary Mackey of the Wildcats, 45 for 95. The top receivers, Dennis Juar from Deer Creek with 21 receptions, and it's back to Mike Strand out of the backfield with 16 for Hillcrest. The top defensive player for the Wildcats, let's look at 207-pound Gary Sizey with 106 tackles, and Mark Amberson for the Comets with 97. Point-wise, Greg Truax of the Wildcats has doubled the output of any one individual for Hillcrest. Truax with 156, Mike Strand with 80. Physically, they're pretty even-steving. Deer Creek defensively will outweigh Hillcrest about 5 pounds per man, and turning it around the other way, it's about 6 pounds per man. So that is not going to be a factor. Both clubs with good speed in the backfield. Both have prided themselves in strong defenses, although Deer Creek did run into a siege midway through the season when they gave up 48 to Kensington and 30 to Barrett. That doesn't look like much of a defensive crew. But you take those away, and the mighty Wildcats have only given up about 6 points per ball game. We certainly feel that this is going to be a real slug-em-out affair. We picked Deer Creek to win this one 20-12, and we're wearing the shirt to prove it. But we do feel that maybe this ball game could go to a higher scoring affair. But still, we feel that Deer Creek will be the 1976 champions. If you are of the superstitious variety, maybe you can go back and take a look at this. When football at the state tournament, or of the state tournament variety, starting in 1972, the Ratsay Tigers won the state championship. Then in alternate years, it happened for this area of Minnesota, as in 74, Coach Tony Thiel's Battle Lake Battlers won the Class C title. And right here this year, two teams coming out of the Otter Tail Empire will be battling for that state title. Well, let's now take a look at the starting lineups. Deer Creek will be receiving this evening. We'll look at them offensively. As we look to the left side, at left end, it'll be Denny Juar, 6-footer, 180-pounder, and he's a junior. At left guard with Bobby Lehman, 5'10", 199, and he's a junior. At the center spot, it'll be Steve Lang, 6'1", 194 pounds. Moving to the right side of their offensive line is Terry Henderson, 5'10", 168, a junior, and Brian Bowe, 6'1", 160, a junior. So as you look at that offensive line, they are a basically young team with 3 juniors and 2 seniors. looking in the backfield, they'll go with 4 seniors. At quarterback with Gary Mackey, and he's a little bit of a fella, 5'6", 145, a senior. At fullback, out of the wishbone tee, it'll be Gary Sizey, 5'10", 207 pounds, a senior. He rambled, scratched, and fought his way for 184 yards against Welcome in semifinal play a week ago. Your running backs, your halfbacks, Ron Tyndall, 5'10", 155, a senior. The other running back, Greg Truax, 5'11", 160, and he's a senior. That's the way Lynn Peterson and his staff will start things here tonight. As we turn to look at Dick Ritbrut and the Hillcrest Academy Comets defensively, and I'll tell you, we got more Christensens on the field than Carter's got pills. Hillcrest will start at right end with Chuck Christensen, a 6-footer, 165-pound senior. At right guard or tackle, whichever way you want to call it, it's Dave Christensen, 5'10", 170 pounds, and he's a junior. The nose guard, the middleman, Kurt Sandine. He's just come into his own in the last 2 ball games. 5'11", 180 pounds, and he's a junior. At left guard or left tackle, it'll be Craig Jerness. He's a 6-footer, 185-pounder, and a senior. The left end, it will be Jeff Martinson, 5'11", 165, and a sophomore. So you look at the defensive 5-man front of the Hillcrest Academy Comets, and they are a basically young club with 3 underclassmen starting in that 5-man front. The middle linebacker will be Mark Amberson, 6'footer, 155, a junior. Your defensive backs will be John Samuelson, 5'9", 145, a senior. Jerry Martinson, 5'11", 165, a junior. And the safety will be Joel Christensen, all 5'8" of him. He's a 140-pounder, and he's a senior. So the Hillcrest Academy Comets will be also starting with a pair of juniors on the defense in the backfield. And we're just about ready to go. The Hillcrest Academy Comets will kick the ball away, and that means that putting the old foot into the football will be Vic Kuma. A pretty good crowd in here for this one tonight. And, of course, we got to take a quick slap at the Minnesota State High School League before we get it out of the way. Up at Crookston a week ago, we had no programs. I don't know if they're on some paper-saving kick or not, but they have only 194 programs here for tonight's action. The big boys down at the home office in Anoka feels that's enough to take care of this one. They may be surprised because we have an excellent crowd for this football game. The Hillcrest Academy Comets in scarlet and white. Easy to identify their numbers. Not so well for the Deer Creek Wildcats. They have white jerseys with gold numbers, and we've said it here in the press box, for all intents, they could just as well put white numbers on their white shirts. They're introducing Deer Creek first. Deer Creek with great quickness and great power. And I'll tell you, they'll lull you to sleep up the pipe, and then they'll crank long with Mackey. He's got the strong arm. And, of course, really, Mark Amberson has not been tested that well throwing-wise. He has completed well. He's thrown the kind of the blue darter, the wobbler. Not a real good spiral, but he has been able to get the pass to the kids he wanted to get them to. Well, right now, after tonight's action, one team will taste the bitter pill of defeat. But I think before we start this, we should recognize that we have 2 outstanding high school football teams on the field, and it's too bad they both can't be crowned the 1976 state champions. In about an hour and a half, there will be only one. For the other, it's to go back next year and look for that valued state title once again. The introduction is now turned to the Hillcrest Academy Comets. While they're introducing them, let's us go back and have a listen to this. Okay, and we're back again as they're introducing the scarlet-clad Hillcrest Academy Comets. Hillcrest Academy, for those of you who don't know it, is a Lutheran academy located here in the city of Fergus Falls. And I'll tell you, these are 2 small schools. Deer Creek has somewhere like 73 kids in their top enrollment. I think they listed as 77, but 73 is what we got at their latest count. Hillcrest Academy Comets, about double that figure at 138. And now, below us, we will listen as the Hillcrest band will play our national anthem. Or excuse me, the Deer Creek band. Well, we are very sure that you did not hear the national anthem as it came from across the way. We would have sung it for you, but we have trouble carrying a tune in a bucket. Ready for the kickoff. 9-man high school football state championship here in the state of Minnesota. You hear the go, go, go chant down below from the Comets. A lot of coaches in the area sitting in watching this one. And of course, I suppose you can say in football, as you do in basketball, there's only two smart coaches. The one who doesn't get into the playoffs and the one who wins the state title. Well, I think you got two smart ones right here. In Lynn Peterson and Dick Risbrud and their staff, they have done an outstanding job with their young kids. We'll check now as Deer Creek will come offensively, and we're going to have a bundle of trouble with those numbers. Greg Truax will be the deep man on the near side. And it's a by guess and by golly as far as the numbers are concerned. As kicking it off will be Vic Kumoff for the Hillcrest Academy Comets. All right, and it's time for championship football. Kumoff ready to kick it away. He comes forward to boot a high kick. Bounces at the 15, up to the 10 to the 20 to the 25, and trying to get outside to the 30. Hit down as it gets just up to the 35-yard line, and we'll have to pick it up. Truax carrying the ball on the play. And we're going to have to check a number here already. Ready to go as they line up in that familiar wishbone tee. They bring that fullback right up on the back end of the quarterback. And here they come trying to get outside with Truax. He's going to go all the way. There he is. Oh, excuse me. 45 Tyndall, their speedster, just came off the left side and went all the way. That would be from the 30-yard line. It would be a 50-yard romp. And I'll tell you, he had room to spare. That all came with 11:40 to go in the first period. Tyndall on a 50-yard scamper, and Deer Creek are out in front 6-0. Number 42, Tyndall. Well, we'll have to check that one, because that's not the number we have. Trying on the extra point is no good, and we're going to have to check some numbers. What number did you get on that one? 45, okay. That's Tyndall. We had it. Okay, it was Tyndall, and we are going to have trouble, I'll tell you, with those numbers, because they are very light on those white uniforms. But Tyndall, the extra point try, no good. It's 6-0 Deer Creek. And they broke it very quickly. Faked the first man through, came from the halfback on the right side, just on a slant, kind of a crossbucker counter back, and he had nothing but grass ahead of him as he went into the end zone, and Deer Creek are out in front, 6-0. Deer Creek will kick it away as Hillcrest will go back deep on the far side with Strand. As they get ready to kick off, Strand is a guy they like to see get the football. There's a kick. It's a short one going down on the far side, picked up at the 15, trying to find some running room. Coming around is Chuck Christensen. Christensen spins and turns and gets to the 30-yard line. Right there, he's popped down by number 19, Wayne Perkins. And I think we finally caught up with a football game. Let's check Hillcrest. They like to go out of that wing. Four-man defensive front lining up now for Deer Creek. Out of the I formation, Estevaux is the wing on the left side. Amberson, the quarterback, down underneath. They come back to the wingman, spinning and turning and trying to get some room as Estevaux. He's hit down as he gets to about the 32-yard line. Making the defensive play, we see Terry Henderson, number 66, coming away. 6-0, Deer Creek, 9-man football playoffs here from Fergus Falls. Up again, Joel Christensen, the wing on the right side, working against a 4-2 defense. Deuce backfield, Amberson barking out the signals. Amberson pitches back, Strand turns the corner. He cuts down, spins away from one, and gets up close to the 40. Let's put him on the 38-yard line. There to make the defensive play was Dennis JoAnn, big number 44 on the back of his uniform. It'll be a 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go. We're in the first period with 10:39 remaining in it. Deer Creek lead it 6-0. This time they flip-flop that wingman around, put him out on the left side with a deuce backfield again. Let's see those linebackers. No, they stayed at home. Martinson trying to get outside. Martinson is hit down as he gets about 1/2 yard, and that's it. Trying to sweep that left side. The linebacker on that side came up very quickly, got a hand on him, didn't really tackle him, but Gary Gruey knocked him off stride enough so they did not get the first down. It'll be 4th and about 3.5 as they lost on the play. 6-0. Deer Creek out in front as they send twin safeties back. On the near side, they go with Greg Truax. And on the far side, they go with Terry Brazel. Back in punt formation. The kick, they bobble it. They're going to run it. No, they throw a pass. Nobody near it. Nobody there. And Deer Creek will take over. Well, that time they moved their old quarterback, Estival, back in punt formation. They wanted to set him up with a pass on the side. Deer Creek covered it pretty well. It went incomplete, nowhere near the receiver, and Deer Creek with great field position at the 37-yard line in the territory of Hillcrest. Up over the ball, leading them out, their big center, Steve Lang, in the wishbone again. And we're going to have a flag on the play. And we're going to see the old encroachment. There it is. It'll be 1st and 5 as the ball comes right smack dab to the 32. Territory of Hillcrest. Deer Creek wanting to bust her right here. They got one quickly on a 50-yard scamper by Tyndall. Out of the wishbone again against the 5-man front. Back to throw is Mackey. Cranks it out on the side. Complete. And hit down at the 15-yard line was Denny JoAnn. JoAnn was popped down by Joel Christensen. And I'll tell you, they're tougher than a cob. They're already at the 15 and threatening again. JoAnn with number 44 on the back of his uniform. Rambling it down for the first down inside the 15. Out of the wishbone again as Mackey sits down behind the center. Hillcrest in the 5-man front again. Everybody's set. Ready to go. There's a handoff, first man, trying to get some running room on the right side, but this time Mr. Mr. Zeise did not find any running room as he went off the left side. Let's give him about 1.5 yards. 2nd down, and for all intents, it's 8. Zeise, the short man, in that wishbone. Mackey, the quarterback. There's the handoff going the other way, and there's the quick kid again. It's Truax, and Truax this time is popped as he gets to the 10-yard line. Journes, number 52 on his uniform, making the defensive play. Big 3rd down play right here. Let's see if they come back with what was good for them the first time they had the ball. Look for the fake to the first man through, going to the right. Where the kid from the right coming back to take it. No, they come out this time to run a slot out of the right side. One lone setback. Mackey, the quarterback, long count. Mackey dropped the football, picked it up. There's a flag on the play. We got dirty laundry on the field. Procedure, there it is, against Deer Creek. And now they discuss this option with the Hillcrest Academy Comets. Deer Creek leading at 6-0. And if you've just come with us at 11:40 the first period, Mr. Tyndall scampered 50 yards into golden territory for the Big 6 for Deer Creek. They're going to bring the ball back, and the ball will come back now to the original line of scrimmage. where it'll be third down and about 10 yards to go. And watch for Mr. Mackey to crank. 8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the opening period. They run a slot on the left side. Single setback. Mackey the quarterback. Mackey rolls left. Mackey looking. Mackey cranks on the side. Incomplete. Joel Christensen there to defend on it. The pass was intended for Denny Drouar at about the 5-yard line, and now it's a big 4th and 10. 4th and 10 at the 15. Right here, the Comets have got to bow their necks. They can't afford to let the Wildcats scamper on the board once more here in the early go. 8:23 remaining in the period. Up over the ball, and this time they run a slot on the near side. The slot man is Ron Tyndall. He can scoot. Mackey keeps a little jump pass, incomplete, and that one there was intended again for Denny Drouar, who just slid across the line of scrimmage in behind the linebackers. It went off his fingertips, and Hillcrest will take over at their 15-yard line. 1st and 10 as the Comets come a-flying. 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here in the first period. Deer Creek leads at 6-0. Hillcrest out of the I formation. Wing on the right, then they bring the Dale back in motion. Handoff to Martinson, fights his way up over the 15 to about the 19-yard line. Good second effort on the play, and the tackle there made. Let's give it Bobby Lehman. Bob Lehman making the defensive play. Let's give him 5. 2nd down and 5 as the ball just nuzzles short of the 30-yard line. This time, Joel Christensen, the wing on the right side, working again against a 4-man front. I formation. There is Amberson with the ball. Amberson keeps. He gets down just close to the first down, just short of the 24-yard line. Let's see if they're going to bring the chains in for measurement. They're taking a look across, and a legal procedure is assessed against the Hillcrest Academy Comets. So that'll bring it back. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go, as they got caught in a no-no. 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first period as Hillcrest come out and bring Estevo as the wing on the right side. Against the 4 again, Amberson, the quarterback. Coming over to pick up the wingman is Denny Drouar. Out of the deuce backfield this time. Amberson down underneath. Let's see if they'll throw. Amberson rolls right. He cranks it up the middle. Man is there, deflected and nearly intercepted. Good zone defense that time. Dropping back in the middle was Gary Zeise, 207-pounder. Knocked that ball away as the Comets tried to come up the pipe. 7 minutes and 31 seconds remaining here in the first period. State championship 9-man football from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. The wing goes left this time. Again, the 4-2 defensively. Amberson down underneath. Amberson pitches back. Here's that halfback pass, and they finally end up throwing a lateral as trying to get the pass away on the play. But not able to get a pass away, and then throwing a very feeble lateral back, which Amberson had to fall on, way back inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. That has been a play that they have used very well, trying to throw something as Jeff Martinson came back to cast the ball away. And there's the kick, a high kick, not too long, bounces at the 30, takes a Deer Creek roll, or at the 35, takes a Deer Creek roll and comes back to the 32. And once again, Deer Creek with excellent field position. Hillcrest has been unable to find the 40-yard line as yet. Deer Creek have been coasting inside the Hillcrest territory. Up over the ball, they get Big Zeise as a short man in the wishbone tee against the 5-man front. Mackey, the quarterback, down underneath. Mackey hands off, trying to get the ball outside, and going with it would be Truax again. He gets about 3 as he went off the right side. Samuelson, the defensive man, coming up to make the popper on him. Let's give him 3, make it 2nd down and 7. Now they're in that wishbone again against the 5. Mackey, the quarterback. Mackey drops right straight back. Mackey cranks up the middle. His man is wide open. Touchdown. They got behind Strand. Very quickly, right back on the board again, as Brian Bowe took that pass, and that would be about a 28-yarder. Brian Bowe getting the touchdown, and it's 12-0. Out of the wishbone, pitches back, trying to get outside. Truax, Hayes in there. Truax getting the extra point, and very quickly at 14-0 with Deer Creek out in front, and we're going to go back and listen to this.
Why pay more? Shop Ernie's Foods on the corner of Washington and Union in Fergus Falls. It's the store that gives you super weekend specials every day, plus gold bond stamps. See why more and more people are having their prescriptions filled at White Drug in Fergus Falls. You'll receive Minnesota's highest guaranteed interest on your savings when they're working for you at Western Minnesota Savings and Loan of Fergus Falls. Branch offices in Perham, Pelican Rapids, and Wheaton.
Well, we're back again as Strand takes the kickoff and comes out to the 25-yard line. Popped very well there. And we said earlier that Deer Creek will allow you to sleep and then cast the ball up. And I think we've said it 100 times in ball games. How many coaches have told these defensive men, the deep men, that kid can't be going to the washroom when he comes down and runs past you. He's looking for a pass, and they threw him a strike, and they had the 2 as Bo went in. Their second touchdown, big touchdown number 2. There's the keep by Amberson, smothered as he gets 1. Coming up there very quickly to pop him, Gary Zeise, number 41, the linebacker. And I'll tell you, so far, Hillcrest have not had a cotton-picking thing to cheer about. 14-0 they trail. Officials timeout as Strand is having a little equipment repaired. Deer Creek have shown some kind of a football team here in the first period, with still 5:55 remaining in the first period of action. Hillcrest have not been up to the midfield stripe as yet. They come out this time. Joel Christensen as a wing on the left side out of the I formation. There's the handoff. The ball is fumbled, and Deer Creek come right back up with it. Coming off with the ball, number 41 is Gary Zeise. And Deer Creek can bust it wide open right here. They lead 14-0, and they have had, well, we can't say the better of it. They have had absolutely everything of it. Up over the ball. They line up. Zeise, the short man in the wishbone. Against the 5 again. Mackey, the quarterback, sets up. Mackey with a long count this time. Mackey hands off second man, trying to get some running room to the outside. It was Tyndall carrying the ball, and he is hit down as he gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. That forward wall of Deer Creek's just absolutely wiping out the lineman for Hillcrest, and I'll tell you, Deer Creek really popping off the ball. Zeise again, the short man in that wishbone. Mackey, the quarterback, down underneath. Mackey drops straight back. Mackey up the middle. Intercepted. Beautiful. Intercepted by Amberson. Amberson to the far side. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's at the 30 at the Deer Creek end and hit down at the 26. What a great interception by Amberson off the zone coverage. Dropped right back up the middle from his linebacker spot. Took it with one hand, and I'll tell you, the Comets now have a chance to get back into the action. Oh, how things can change in a hurry. Just when it looked like Deer Creek would run him out of the ballpark. Out now on the right side with a wing, out of the balanced line. And let's see how Deer Creek go. They go 4-2 again. I formation. Let's see if they shift out. No, they stay in it. There's the handoff, or Amberson coming outside, pitching. Strand gets outside, cuts in, hit down at the 21-yard line. Give him about 6-7 yards on the play. Hillcrest trying to get the speed of Strand to the outside. Second down. Hillcrest out. This time Joel Christensen wings on the right side against the 4 again as Zize moves up in very tight as if he may be coming on this one. He is not. There's the counter back to Joel Christensen. He's going to fight his way down to about the 17-yard line. There he runs into Wayne Perkins, who's an excellent defensive ball player. Got help again from Gary Zize. Third down and a little better than a yard to go as the Comets trying to get something going. They trail 14-zip, 3:55 remaining in the first period. Estival wing down on the right side, out of the deuce backfield against the 4-2. Amberson drops straight back. There's a little pass in, deflected, and goes incomplete. Pass was intended for Estival on the slant, and Greg Truax popped him just as the ball got there and separated the pigskin from the receiver. 3:43 remaining here in the first period. And it's a 4th down and still at 1.5 yards to go. Big play right here, both clubs. Joel Christensen wings on the right side, out of the deuce backfield. Amberson goes forward. He cuts to the outside. He's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. First down. First down to tackle there made by Greg Truax, number 32, and the Comets are on the move. If they could get on the board here, that could turn this ballgame around and get them right back into the action. Just when it looked like they were in trouble. Wing down the right side is Estival, out of the I formation. There's a handoff to Strand, cuts inside, spins his way down to about the 5-yard line. They're inside, they were inside the 10, so they got to go in for the TD. They're in 4-down territory. They say he's right smack dab on the 5. Second down and 5 for the big TD. And we got that big post in the way right now. We're going to have Superintendent Baker saw that off. Already, they bring the man in motion. It's Strand in motion. The handoff to Martinson. Hayes down to the 1-yard line. He's wrapped up right there. By Bob Lehman making the tackle again, number 39. We got the 3 on one side of the post, the 9 on the other side of the post. We finally got them together and gave it to Lehman. About 1 yard to go, and I hope someone picks this up if Hillcrest go in. Amberson down underneath. Amberson counts. Amberson pitches out. Strand turns the corner. He has the touchdown. Strand in from 1 yard out. Hillcrest on the board. 2:26, and Strand goes in from 1 yard out. 14-6 now. Deer Creek out in front, and if the first period is anything, we could have what is an early season basketball score. All right, the wing on the left side is Joel Christensen. Big extra point right here. Amberson, hands off. Martinson is in there. It's 14-8. Deer Creek leads by 6, and we go back and listen to this.
1977 Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac now offer you brand new size in their full-size cars. They're lighter, quieter, more economical, and more drivable. See them all now at Minnesota Motor Company. For prompt, courteous service on all your prescriptions, stop at either Andrews and Meister Uptown or South Pharmacy. 2 conveniently located Walgreen Agency drugstores in Fergus Falls. Check out the terrific deal on John Deere race-proven snowmobiles at Ebersville Implement, just west of Fergus Falls. No installment payments due till January 1977 and no finance charges till March 1st.
Well, we're back again as Kuma will kick the ball away. High, short kick, bounces at the 15. Picked up the middle to the 20, to the 25, and up to the 30, spinning over the 30 and hit down at the 32-yard line. Greg Truax carrying the ball on the play. And I'll tell you, when we see Lynn Peterson, we're going to give him a can of black paint to paint up those numbers on those shirts. First and 10, Deer Creek, good field position at their 32-yard line. They lead Hillcrest 14-8 in the first period, and the Hillcrest fans are hollering for defense. They run a slot on the right side. In that slot on the right side is Zize. Out of the deuce backfield. Mackey back to throw. Mackey rolls right. Mackey wants to turn the corner. He gets by one, fumbles the ball, and Zize gets it, and he rambles out to the 37. Oh, they tore the ball right out of Mackey's hands. He got a basketball hop, and Zize gets it out to the 37. Well, when you're living right, you're living right. Second down, and about 4 yards to go. Up over the ball as they're running with a slot out of the left side this time. Mackey, the quarterback. Mackey, hands off, trying to get outside. Good defensive play as Ron Tyndall is hit behind the line of scrimmage by the charging Mr. Amberson. He's hit back at the 34-yard line. And Hillcrest starting to pop off that ball now. Third down and about 7 yards to go. And let's see if Mr. Mackey will crank. The last time he had a guy about 10 yards behind the defenders. This time they run out of the eye with the wing on the right side. Now they bring the man in motion, tracks. There's Mackey handing off Zize. Zize rambles right up the middle. He popped hard, spins away from one, goes down the sideline. He's at the 10. He is hit down at the 5-yard line. Oh, he just ran right over everybody, but they say that he stepped out at the 13. They bring it back to the 13. He just looked like a Sherman tank. He went down that sideline. Kids were popping off of him. And it's a first and 10 Deer Creek at the 13 territory of Hillcrest. 1 minute, 4 seconds remaining here in the first period. Zize goes out, gets a little breather. Out of the wishbone again, Mackey down underneath. And there's going to be flags. And I think the procedure is going to go against Deer Creek. There's a pass down out of the end zone. Nearly threw that one all the way back to Deer Creek. I think we're going to see the left side of that Deer Creek line getting a head start. There it is. And down this close to your goal line, I think the guys in those big red shirts are going to take it. All righty, yes, they're taking it. It'll be first down and 15 as the ball will come back somewhere in the territory of the 18-yard line. Territory of Hillcrest. They got to bow their necks with 57 seconds remaining here in the first period of play. Deer Creek leads at 14-8. This for the 9-man state championship in the state of Minnesota. They run a slot on the left and wing out on the right. Now we're set. Mackey down underneath. Then they bring Zize in motion. They got everybody moving. There's a little quarterback draw. He's been from one and then is hit down as he gets to the 13. The guy who got to him first, number 44, would be Chuck Christensen. But not until he got back just to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and about 9 in the cat's whisker. 36 seconds remaining in the period. Mackey having a little equipment repair. All ready to go again as the clock rolls down. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. 14-8, Deer Creek lead it. Actually a beautiful night for football. For the 19th of November. Out of the wishbone, Mackey the quarterback down underneath. Let's see what he does. Mackey fakes, Mackey rolls right, turns inside, spins and turns, gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Right there is Amberson. And you can always, you can shut your eyes and make a guess that Mr. Amberson will be around there pretty close. He got a little help on it, but Amberson the first one to get to him. Third down and about 4 yards to go. And there's the end of the first period with the score. Deer Creek 14, Hillcrest 8. Let's go back and have a listen to this.
See your future home at yesterday's prices. Visit Future Homes of Fergus Falls and see the new 14 wides with a minimum down payment and a monthly payment of only $109 a month. Call 736-3009. New car shopping, get more for your money at Bob Moore Ford in Fergus Falls, your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer. You just can't beat a Bob Moore Ford deal. You'll find the top names in quality home furnishings for every room in your house at Johnson Furniture in Fergus Falls. You and your family will always look your best after you shop the big fashion collection at Bostwick's in downtown Fergus Falls.
All right, and we're back again as the Wildcats come up over the ball out of the wishbone again against the five-man front. We got old post trouble again. Mackey, the quarterback. Let's see if we get him from around the post. A handoff to Zeise. Zeise this time is hemmed down as he comes to the 7-yard line around the right side. Strand up there to pop him. Amberson also got over there. And there was Jerry Martinson. Big down again. No matter which club you're pulling for, it's a 4th and about 4 as the ball comes deep now in the territory of the Hillcrest Academy Comets. 11:35 remaining here in the period. Out of the wishbone again against the 5. Mackey, the quarterback. Mackey keeps, turns inside. Hey, he's going to be in for the touchdown. Mackey, from about 7 yards out, gets the touchdown, and Deer Creek are right back on the board at 20-8. Mackey, the quarterback, just keeping going inside. He had the trailing man on the outside, didn't have to bother about pitching to him. That comes with 11:22 remaining here in the second period. 20-8 now. Deer Creek out in front. Deer Creek taking a lot of time back in that huddle. Now they come up over the ball. Let's see how they set this time. They come out with a wing on the right side. Mackey, the quarterback, down underneath. They have Zeise as the wing. Mackey rolls right. Mackey looks. Mackey turns the corner, cranks it up. Knocked down, incomplete. No good. Good defensive play. 20-8 to score. Deer Creek leading it, and we'll go back and have a listen to this.
Join the CB crowd with a new Midland Citizens Band radio from the large selection at the Radio Shack at the Photo Center in Fergus Falls. Good food and good friends get together at the Holiday Inn in Fergus Falls, the nation's innkeeper. You can spend more money on food, but you don't have to. Shop the Warehouse Food Market of Fergus Falls. See AA Western and Luggage Shop in Fergus Falls for a huge selection of jeans and sizes for the whole family, from 1 slim up to 46-inch waist sizes. Be ready for unexpected expenses with Checking Plus from the First National Bank of Fergus Falls.
Ready again. Here's a kickoff. This is a low one. Bounces. Strand picks it up at the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Tries to find some room. Gets up over the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting away from the stack. Let's see if we can pick him up. Number 44 was there. That would have to be Denny Juar. 16 remaining in the first half. Deer Creek have put on another one, and they lead it 20-8. Hillcrest playing catch-up football now as they come up over the ball. Leading them out is Kurt Sandine. The I formation with a wing swapped around on the right side. There's a handoff to Strand. Strand trying to get outside. Spins from 1. Is hit down as he gets about 1.5 yards. Wrapped up very quickly at about the 22. The guy who really got to him first on the play, it would have to go to Brian Becker. Becker, number 35 on his uniform, had him wrapped up very quickly. And I'll tell you, in the shades of all the wonderful equipment we have had this year, more time out for equipment repair maybe the sporting goods people can find something now to do with the shoulder pads after they've stuck all the schools with the brand new helmets everybody's going to buy. Some millionaires just going to get a little bit more rich. 10:36 remaining in a half as Hillcrest comes out, flopped around with a wing on the left side in Christensen against that 4-2 again. There's Amberson back to throw. He cranks up the middle. Intercepted, taken right out of the hands of John Christensen, and picking it off there was Denny Drouar. For Drouar, that is his, well, let's see if we can pick it up here. That is his 8th pass interception of the year, and Deer Creek have the ball inside the 40 at the 38, out of the wishbone. Mackey down underneath. Mackey hands off Zeise. Zeise gets to the 35, and that's it. Right there to wrestle him down is Jeff Martinson, 5'11", 170-pound sophomore from the home of the Comets. 10 minutes remaining here in the first half, 20-8 Deer Creek. They've led it from a quick opener from 50 yards out at 11:40 of the first period. Again, out of the wishbone. Balanced all the way against the 5 again. There's that little jump pass, deflected. Good defensive play as the linebacker dropped back to knock that one up in the air. That was Jerry Martinson dropping off, getting the meat hook up, and cranking it out of there. 9:44 remaining in the half. Deer Creek would like to get on the board again, and of course the Hillcrest Comets can't afford to see another 6 on the board. Out of the wishbone, again against the 5. And there's Mackey, that the same play scored on, but this time hit down as he gets to the 33. First one to get to him would be Dave Christensen, number 76, who wrapped his big arms around him. And it's a 4th down. 4th down, we got about 5. 9-man state championship football, and I'll tell you, I think these playoffs are great. I still wish they'd go and have 8 teams, cut out the interconference play, give more teams a chance in the playoff, and certainly would be easier to pick the teams to make it in. But it's still a great thing. Ready to go as they line up in punt formation. Looks like Hillcrest might be a-coming. Yes, they are. The snap was a low one. They get the kick away. Bounces and goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Well, I'll tell you, when you're living right, boy, you're high in the hog. When things aren't going right, you're in trouble. That was a low snap. He got it up, got the foot into the ball. It took the right hop for Deer Creek and went out of bounds at the 1. And Hillcrest deep in their own territory. We would say they have 90 or 79 yards of green grass to cover, but we've got the shades of late fall. It's nothing but dirty brown. Now ready to go again. Hillcrest out of the eye. There's the handoff. Martinson, he gets out close to the 5-yard line on a straight handoff, trying to get something to go. Let's give him about 2 on the play, 2.5 maybe. A long 7, a short 8, with 8 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first half. Deer Creek on the defense as Joel Christensen comes out on the wing for Hillcrest out of the deuce backfield, and Austin wanted to get a little early start. He could have taken the handoff from Amberson that time if the ball had been snapped, because he's right behind the quarterback. Got a little head start. Hillcrest fans, win, lose, tonight will have a celebration at the Academy for their kids tonight. And I'll tell you, both these clubs deserve any celebrations they give for them. What advertising these kids give to their communities. Now we're ready to go. Out of the deuce backfield with a wing around on the right side. Amberson barks out the signals, drops back to throw. Screen on the side to Strand. Strand is at the 10. Hayes at the 15, hurdles and goes down at the 18-yard line. Over there to pop him on that little screen, we see Ron Tyndall, but we have a piece of dirty linen on the field at about the 7-yard line, a clip. And we don't only see one, we see another one upfield a ways. Well, I'll tell you, it looks like a small Chinese laundry in operation. They'll step it off half the distance of the goal. The ball will come back to the 3-yard line. Instead of having the first down out at about the 18, they'll have a second down deep in their own territory at about the 3. With the clock showing 8:15 remaining in the first half, and Deer Creek out in front, 20-8. Now they're out of the deuce this time. Bring the left half in motion. Amberson tries to wedge through from a quarterback spot, hit down at the 5. And I'll tell you, in there submarining on the play and doing the job on him, we got to give credit to Gary Gruey, the linebacker. He just dropped right down underneath Amberson and decked him. Third down and about 7 yards to go. Pretty good crowd in here tonight. And I'll tell you, the custodians here have done an excellent job preparing this field for tonight's action. There's Amberson rolling right. Amberson trying to find some room. Spins from 1, hit down at the 5. No place to go. Cut off at the pass. And we'll see, it's going to be more difficult. Steve Lang actually the first one to get to him. Hillcrest forced to punt the ball away. As Deer Creek will send back Terry Brazel, and I believe Truax to the far side. The snap is good. The kick, he missed the ball, and he's running with it and hit down at the 2-yard line. Well, I've seen it all. He took a swipe at the ball with his foot. The foot did not find the football. And Deer Creek with the ball at the 3-yard line. I've seen it all this year. Missed punt. We saw one in the community college game that ended up behind the kicker. I'll tell you, football is getting to be some kind of a game. Out of the wishbone, and Deer Creek now with a great chance to bust it. There's the handoff, trying to get in on the far side. Carrying the ball on the play was Ron Tyndall. Hit down short. Joel Christensen over there. He got down about the 2-yard line. And I wished at least those posts were skinny. We could see half the play. And there's Mackey keeping. He's going to be down close. Is he in? Nope. He's just inches away. As we have said so often, if he'd had a pimple on the end of that football, he'd had the TD. Ooh, he's down there close. Third down, 20-8. Deer Creek already leading it. Up over the ball. Let's watch Mackey again. Mackey wedges. He's in there. Touchdown. Mackey from less than 1. That came at 5:56. Deer Creek lead it 26-0. And they'll try now for the 2. This in the second period. Mackey getting his second touchdown of the evening, coming at 5:56, and it's 26-8. Quickly up over the ball. Out of that wishbone again. Mackey the quarterback. Mackey keeps, pitches out, and in very easily on the far side, carrying the ball, and we would have to say Ron Tyndall getting the extra point. So as they come back upfield, as the Wildcats claw themselves to a 28-8 lead here in the first half, we're going to go back and have a listen to this.
H&L OK Hardware in Fergus Falls, your complete locally owned hardware store, is also your headquarters for quality gilt-edge paints with an unlimited color selection and quality second to none. Visit Interstate Service of Fergus Falls for all your farm equipment needs, where service is the most important word in their business.
And popped pretty well at that point. Gets up very slowly, hobbling a bit as he goes to the backfield. Strand, just a sophomore. And the officials take their time out. They want to take a look at Strand. He's going to have to come off and rest out at least the one play. I think this is a good move on the part of the officials to make sure that no kid is playing in an injured condition on the field. Up over the ball. Out of the I formation with a wing around to the right side. Amberson, the quarterback. Amberson hands off and trying to get some running room. There just isn't any with Chuck Christensen. We'll give him about a half a yard, and that's the most Zeise popped him. And when you get hit by the tank, 207 pounds, you've been popped. Second down, and Deer Creek have stayed basically in that 4. 4-2 defensively. Out of the deuce, winged right this time offensively. Amberson rolls, wants to get outside. Good defensive play on the corner. Oh, what a job he did. As Amberson was hit back at the 20-yard line. Making the defensive play was Steve Lang. And I hope that Lynn Peterson comes over tomorrow. I'm going to give him the double toothpicks for those numbers he's got on those uniforms. My mother, rest her soul, has been in the grave for 8 years, and she could paint them on better than those. Winged out on the left side, out of the deuce backfield. Amberson, there's the reverse, trying to get around the corner. And a pass downfield, wide open. Amberson dropped it. Dropped it at the 22-yard line. Holy cow, he had nothing but touchdown and couldn't find a handle on the ball. He hit him in the worst place in the park, right smack dab in the hands. That was Estevo throwing the ball. He was their quarterback earlier in the season. And Estevo will go back and kick it away. That's if he gets the foot to the football this time. He had a little trouble with it the last time round. The snap is low. The kick is away, and end over ender, bouncing at the 35. Rolls down inside the 30 to the 23. Picked up there, trying to get outside, but hit down on a good tackle was Terry Brazel. Coming downfield to make the defensive play, number 33, Jeff Martinson. Hillcrest back now, has Deer Creek back at their 24, but Deer Creek leads at 28-8. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Back right up in that old wishbone. Mackey, that quarterback. Zeise, the short man in that wishbone. Mackey keeps, pitches back at the bad pitch, but they get a good hop on it again. It comes right back up, and picking up the ball was Ron Tyndall, but he's hit back at the 20-yard line. You would almost swear that ball is round the way it's bounced right back up twice. But like we said earlier, I don't care how good a team you are. When you get into tournament play or tournament competition, if old Mother Luck isn't running on your side just a little bit, you could get out of here in a hurry. You've got to have a little of old Mother Luck with you. The wing comes right this time as Mackey drops back to throw the screen pass up the middle. Truax trying to get to the outside. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He spins away from one, is hit down at the 26-yard line. Saving the touchdown on the play was Jeff Martinson. Set a little screen. And I'll tell you, Deer Creek, a very disciplined football team. We're seeing different kind of football than we saw a week ago when Lancaster threw everything but the kitchen sink at Hillcrest. I've never seen so many sets in my life. Out of the wishbone. Now, Mackey, the quarterback, down underneath. Mackey keeps, comes outside, pitches back, trying to break through, and hit down at the 22-yard line. I believe Truax will wait until he gets up. No, 28. That is Vince, yes, Truax, Vince Truax. There's two Truax boys, so we got to make sure we get the righty. Let's give him about 5 yards on the play as the ball gets about the 22. 2nd and 5, and Deer Creek driving again. Wishbone again. Mackey down underneath. Mackey hands off, trying to get outside again is Tyndall, and this time he's smacked down at the 20-yard line. Over there to smack him down, we see number 76. That would be Dave Christensen leading the charge on him. Martinson, number 33, was also there to pop him, and that would be Jeff Martinson. Third down and about 3 yards to go. Up over the ball again in that familiar wishbone. And I'll tell you, they really bring Zeise up close behind the quarterback. Back to throw is Mackey. Mackey looks. Mackey cranks it out on the side. Deflected, incomplete. Jeff Martinson first to get his hands on the ball. It went up high. Trying to get to it on the rebound was Denny Juar, but he was well covered on the play. And we have a 4th down and 3 now with the ball smack dab on the 20 in the territory of Hillcrest as the time runs down to 2:11 in the first half with Deer Creek out in front 28-8. Basketball time, just about honest, the old round ball game. Well, only one nice thing about that, you get inside. 28-8, Deer Creek leads at 2:10 remaining in the first half. Timeout, let's go have a listen to this.
Help fight the energy crisis by seeing Steenerson Lumber in Fergus Falls for home insulation. Both pour type and blown-in insulation now available. Take a break from your busy schedule and stop at the Normandy Cafe in Fergus Falls. Delicious food and really reasonable prices. Visit the shed downstairs at St. Clair and Rovang for Levi, Farrah, and Sedgefield jeans and your favorite styles in shirts and sweaters. For complete home heating comfort, call the warm number 736-5429. Becklin Ryan Oil and Marine, home of quality Champlin oil products.
Well, we're back again, and Zeise, with the ball going to be very close. The forward progress will decide it on the first down. It was a good second effort on his part. I don't believe from here that he's got it, but I think they're going to bring the chains in. No, we're still waiting. Looks like a Boy Scout out there with all those signals he's given us. Now they're bringing the chains in. The guys in the striped shirts do an excellent job in his football. There it is. They miss it by about a yard. And Hillcrest bow their necks and take over at their own 18-yard line with 1 minute and 58 seconds remaining in the first half. Deer Creek's Wildcats. Their fans across the way already have a sign up. The Wildcats are number 1. Well, that's 50% situation. You couldn't be worse than 2, so you take a chance on it. And right now it looks good for him. There's a pass. John Christensen hit him right in the hands at the 25 and couldn't hang on. I think he might have heard a few footsteps coming from the backside. I'll tell you, Amberson hasn't thrown the ball that badly, although Amberson did drop a touchdown pass himself off the right hand of Mr. Estevo. Up over the ball again. 2nd down and 10. Wing out on the right side. Out of the deuce. 4-man defensive front. Watch those linebackers this time. No, they drop back off. Amberson screen on the side to Martinson. Martinson is popped, and I mean good by Zeise on the far side. And I thought he might have separated him from the football as he was hanging on to it like a big sick loaf of bread. 1 minute, 27 seconds remaining in a half. Hillcrest have not had too much to cheer about here in the first half. It's been pretty much the Wildcats of Deer Creek. Up over the ball, and this time they come out with Strand as a wing on the left side. Let's see if they shoot him straight downfield with his quickness. The pitch is back. Martinson's going to throw. He does. Incomplete. Pass was intended for number 21 coming from the far side. That would be Estevo. The wing on that side, they tried to hit him at about the 35-yard line, but the pass well overthrown, and Hillcrest will be forced to kick it away again. 28-8. Estevo will go back in punt formation. He'll kick the ball away from about his own 10-yard line. Ready. The snap. It's good. The kick. It's a good kick this time. Picked off at the 32, trying to get the outside track, spins and turns, fights his way in, and finally popped down right at the midfield stripe at the 40. Martinson making the stop on him. Truex tried to put a little juke on Martinson about the 38. Martinson didn't go for it, instead put the kibosh on him at the 40, right at midfield. 51 seconds remaining in the first half. Up again, this time they're in an I formation, winged out on the left side. There's Mackey coming down the line. Mackey pitches back. Truex trying to get outside. Truex is hemmed down as he gets over the 40 and down to the 37. Over there to make the first contact would be Dave Christensen, big number 76 in the front of his scarlet jersey. Running down into the final half minute of the first half. And the story of the first half is Deer Creek, and more Deer Creek as they lead it 28-8. Up over the ball. This time they run out of that I formation again. Mackey keeps, wedges through. He gets down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line as he avoided a couple of tacklers. And there's the end of the first half with a score. Deer Creek 28, Hillcrest Academy 8. We'll be back after this word. Well, good evening, sports fans, and welcome back to Fergus Falls Senior High School Gridiron, where we're at the halftime intermission with the Wildcats out in front of the Hillcrest Academy Comets 28-8. And, of course, here in the second half, the Comets are going to have to get something going. Actually, in the first half of play, Hillcrest had three plays, actually, if you could have turned them around, could have been in the ball game. One was the punt that was missed at the 3-yard line, and just before that, they had what appeared to be a first down out to 20, and a clipping put them back into that situation. The other play was the pass to Amberson, who got behind the defense, had the pass right in the meat hooks and couldn't hang on to it. Would have been a 6-pointer for him, and he'd have been back in it. You take the one away from Deer Creek, you add one to Hillcrest, and that would have made quite a difference in the score. But as we always say, ifs, ands, or buts are not part of the football game. You got to do it and do it yourself. Otherwise, that's all she wrote. So here at halftime, it's 28-8 with the Deer Creek Wildcats out in front as we get ready now with the second half of action. 24 minutes still remaining in the football season for these two teams. Hillcrest will receive, I believe, here to start the second half. And they are 20 points down. That's 3 TDs. They're going to have to get back into the action very quickly. And I think the tempo of the second half will be set by what they do in the first series of downs here in the third period. Deer Creek, a very talented, senior-laden, quick football team, actually play with about 10 or 12 kids basically in their lineup except on their special teams. And it took a little time as the student manager stuck the T in his pocket and then couldn't find it. Deer Creek will kick it away as Hillcrest will go back. Let's see how they go. Strand will go deep. Also with Strand at on the far side, number 44 will be Chuck Christensen. And for one of these teams, after 24 minutes, it'll be the championship. For the other, they'll have to settle as second best in the state of Minnesota, but that is a great accomplishment in itself. Ready now with a kickoff as Hillcrest will be receiving. Forward, there's a kick. Not too long a kick. Picked up at the 15. Drops. Strand comes to the near side. Falls down at the 20-yard line, and Hillcrest will put the ball in play at that point. Say the knee touched down on a 19. 1st and 10 Hillcrest. And as we said earlier, the big story right now is whether or not Hillcrest can get an offense generated. It looks like Estival is going to go in at that quarterback spot. Estival will be handling the quarterback spot. Amberson will be playing and end spot. There's a handoff to Strand. Strand comes right up the middle. He's hit down as he gets to the 23-yard line. And there in the grasp of Mr. Zeise once again. 11:32 remaining in the third period. Hillcrest trying to get on the board as they trail 28-8. Up over the ball. The wing now on the left side is Vic Kuma. Out of the I formation. Estival keeps, or hands off rather, Martinson, and he is hit down as he gets just to the 25-yard line. Getting off the top of the stack would be Steve Lang, number 78, an excellent football player for the Wildcats of Deer Creek. Hillcrest now with a 3rd down and 4 yards to go. The ball up just short of the 25. Out of the deuce backfield with Christensen, the wing on the right side. Estival back to throw, being pressured, and it's hit down back at the 11-yard line. Making the defensive play back there for the Wildcats would be Kent Whitty. Whitty, number 83, and that gives Hillcrest a 4th down, and they have about 18 yards to go for the 1st down. Deer Creek sending back Truax, and on the far side they have Terry Brazel as Estival goes back into punt formation. The snap is good. The kick is a high kick, not too deep. Fair catch called for, and taken at the 35-yard line in Hillcrest territory as Truax comes up with the fair catch. That's Greg Truax. 28-8. Hillcrest settling right back on the defense now as Deer Creek will come offensively. Greg Mackey, their field general, giving the signals in the huddle as they break out over the ball. Let's see how they go. This time, deuce backfield with a wing on the right side. Mackey down underneath, barks out the signals, hand off Truax. Truax busts through, and he's going to go down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And the guy who had to get him was Amberson. They say the knee touchdown right smack at the 10, and I'll tell you, Mr. Truax really picked him up and laid him down in a hurry that time. Ball just shading over the 10, so it's 1st and goal. Out of the deuce backfield with the wings swung around on the right side again. Mackey the quarterback. Mackey long count this time. Mackey hands off, trying to get outside again. Carrying the ball is Greg Truax. This time gets down close to the 5-yard line. And Deer Creek just grinding it right out again. Oh, what a powerful ball club. Martinson making the defensive play on him. That'll be Jerry Martinson. Again out of the deuce backfield with the wing around on the right side. Mackey down underneath the center. Mackey hands off Zeise. Flag on the play. Joel Christensen wrapped him up at the 5-yard line. And I'll tell you, Mr. Zeise at 2:05 found that Joel Christensen at 1:40 was a pretty good open field tackler. The penalty will be going against Deer Creek. Some of the Hillcrest fans here say that there's only one person left up at Hillcrest. He's hanging on to the fort. And we want to say hi to Doug at Hillcrest Academy. And that should take care of that sweet bit of nothing. Ready again. Deer Creek up over the ball in that deuce again. Wing on the right side. They got Big Zeise on the wing. Mackey the quarterback down underneath. Mackey down the line. Mackey pitches back. Truax trying to get in. Truax is hit down as he gets to the 7-yard line. Making the defensive play, Martinson is over there. Also Jernis over there. And it'll be a 3rd down and about 6.5 to go as the Comets know they can't afford to give up another one here. They trail by 20 at 28-8. Deer Creek with good quickness, good size. There's some kind of a football team. And now Truax goes as a wing out on the right side. Let's see if they counter him back. Mackey with the ball. Mackey pitches back. No, they reverse him back. And Truax is going to be hit down as he gets to the 4. Well, they didn't run the counter, but they ran the reverse back with him. And he gets inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a 4th down and goal to go. Big play. Comets right here. They can't afford to give up another 6-pointer. They trail 28-8. We're in the 3rd period with 7:56 to go in the action. A lot of time back in that huddle. Now they break out, come over the ball. And with the score 28-8, 7:49 to go in the period, timeout, and we go back and have a listen to this. And we just asked Dave Jordahl, the athletic director at Fergus Falls, to give us an estimate on the crowd. We know right away that he's not a math major because he has estimated somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500. And it looks like, well, we'll say he's right. Let him live with that glory for a little while. There's Truax going in for the touchdown from 4 yards out. Truax from 4 and Hillcrest are right back in the hole again, down 34-8 as Truax went in from 4 yards out. And that came at 7:45, and the Wildcats are making a rout of it right now. Up over the ball. In the wishbone again, and Truax goes down the line, pitches back. The ball is fumbled. No good on the play. They'll come back upfield with Deer Creek leading at 34-8. We go back and listen to this. Comets will come offensively now, trailing at 34-8. Forward, there's the boot. High boot comes down, picked off at the 10, goes to the far side to the 15, up the middle, and getting to the 25-yard line. Looks like Langley carrying the ball, number 26. He was hurt a week ago, and we didn't know whether he'd come back in or not, but it looks like him, runs like him, built like him, so it must be Mr. Terry Langley. The Comets, trailing 34-8, come offensively here in the 3rd period from their own 25-yard line. This time they line up in an I formation. Estevo still at that quarterback spot. Estevo rolls, pitches back. The ball is fumbled, picked up by Strand. Strand goes back the other way. He's got blockers. He's at the 30. He's at the 35 to the 40 and goes out of bounds there. Well, he was cut off at the pass on the near side, retraced his steps back the other way after picking off that fumble, that bad pitch, and came out to the 36-yard line, where it's enough for the 1st down for the Comets. And right now, the Comets will take anything they can get. Broken plays, bad hops, anything that shows up in the book, as long as it helps them out, they trail it 34-8. Against an excellent Deer Creek club. Out of the I formation, slotted around left, flag on the play, Estevo back to pass. He cranks it up, downfield, intercepted back at the 10-yard line. Pass intended for Amberson, well protected on the play as Truax picks a pass off. Illegal procedure assessed against the Comets. Of course, Deer Creek decline that. They have the old pigskin at their own 10. Seven minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. We've seen some excellent football teams in 9-man football, starting it off in 72 with the Rothsay Tigers. Then going to Lake Benton for a couple of them. Then to Ruthven. And now, right here, the big football game, and we see the Deer Creek Wildcats. And I don't think there's much doubt of that here in this one. There's Truax again, busting off the left side, gets over the 20 and down to the 24-yard line. Strander on the tackle along with Joel Christensen, but not until he'd picked up 8 big yards. It looks to us like more and more of the 11-man teams in the northern part of Minnesota are going to go to 9-man football. Back to throw is Mackey. Mackey gets it out, incomplete. Pass intended downfield for Brian Bowe. Mike Strand over there covering. Bowe is hobbled on the play. Looks like he might have twisted that right ankle. Comes off under his own power. And we mentioned that more teams up north now are going to the 9-man variety. And I hope certainly that a situation does not exist as it existed with Lancaster a week ago, who came onto the first 80-yard football field it ever played on in 9-man football. There's got to be some uniformity in the rules. There's Truax trying to get outside, hit for a loss of 2. Getting back to Lancaster, they played all their football games on a 100-yard field. They were the most surprised football team in the ballpark when it came to Crookston and looked at an 80-yard football field. Kind of a ridiculous situation. Way to go, as Deer Creek will be forced finally into a punting situation. They've not had to put the foot into the football very much here tonight. Strand back at his own 30. Now he moves up to about the 34. The snap is low. We're going to have a delay of game, I do believe. No, we're going to have an encroachment on the call, and that will give Deer Creek the first down as it comes in over the 20-yard line. Well, it had to be very close to the delay as well, but the encroachment, of course, assessed against Hillcrest. It'll be 1st and 10 Deer Creek at the 22. Up over the ball, a wing goes on the right side as they work out of the I formation. They put Truax in motion. He's the tailback. The handoff to the big fullback, Zeise, and Zeise is spun down as he gets to the 25-yard line. Austin wrestled him down at that point, got a hold of the shirt and cast him to the ground. They say the knee went down at the 24. 5 minutes, 5 remaining here in the third period. And it's getting cool in the evening as the temperature drops to 21. And, of course, that's just like summer here in the northern part of Minnesota. They split left, wing right out of the I formation again. Mackey keeps, wedges forward, gets over the 25 and down to the 26-yard line. It'll be a third down now and about 5 yards to go. Defensive, that time Jeff Martinson in on the tackle. Deer Creek coming up over the ball. Leading him out is Steve Lang, 6'1", 194-pound senior. Out of the deuce, winged on the left side. Mackey down underneath. Mackey hands off, trying to get outside. Truax on that play again. Truax gets to the outside, and I'll tell you, they had it again. That's the identical one that Truax scored on the first play of the game. And they faked the first man, and they come back with a little counter off it to the left side. And I don't know whether it's the excellent blocking on this side or the fact that the defensive man on this side sucked or went inside for the first fake. But certainly that hole has been there twice. Out of the wishbone again against the 5. Mackey down underneath again. Mackey, second man, Truax. Truax gets about 2 or 3 as he goes to the right side. Is wrestled down, forward progress, they say, to the 31. We'd like to be watching on that side just one time off of that, because either the blocking has got to be tremendous on that or someone is getting caught with their drawers down. Coming around now off the wishbone again, Zeise, the short man in that wishbone. Mackey, the quarterback. Mackey drops back to throw. He looks, it throws to the short man on the right side down to 20, and it goes incomplete. They had the big kid deep. but they did not throw to him. Dennis Juar down there, but they did not cast to him, and it'll be a third down and still the 7. Lang up over the ball. Out of the deuce this time is a wing on the left side. There's a little draw to Zeise, and he's wrapped up at the 35. It's Amberson making the tackle. And that was not Zeise. We'll have to back it off. It was Ron Tyndall. Zeise was blocking on a play, and Amberson just waltzed right by him and put the kibosh on Tyndall at the 35. He sets up back at about the 8-yard line. Back in punt formation is Truax. He'll kick the ball away from about his 38. The snap is good. The kick, it's a line drive type kick and not a very good one. It looked like he pretty much kicked it with his knee as it went out at the 20. I'll tell you, the punting we've seen in this ball game has left something to be desired. This one not very far downfield. Hillcrest tried to punt and couldn't even find the football. They missed it completely, and that set up a Deer Creek touchdown. Inside the 20 now at the 19.5 as Hillcrest come offensively. Estevo still at that quarterback spot out of the deuce. There's a pass out to Joel Christensen. He gets it. He's hit right away, and he will barely get back to the line of scrimmage. The wingman just straightened up. Estevo hit Christensen, and just as Christensen got his meat hooks on the ball, he got cranked. Loss of a yard on the play, second down and 11 with 2:22 remaining in the third period. Deer Creek cruising out in front in quest of their first 9-man championship with a 34-8 lead. Estevo working out of the deuce again, drops straight back. He looks, now he rolls right. Now he turns the corner. He's at the 20. He's hit out of bounds by Zeise as he gets to the 24. Zeise, 207 pounds, and I'll tell you, it's big. It looks like his father stuck two 2x6s in for shoulder pads. He's got a good pair of shoulders. 1:58 remaining here in the third period. All these Deer Creek kids, very physical, and we're not taking that away from Hillcrest. They're an excellent football team as well. But so far tonight has been all Deer Creek. There's a little counter back to Martinson, and he gets to the 25, and that's all. There's just no running room. I tell you, these Deer Creek kids on defense stay right at home. You don't fool them with anything. You got to beat them with it. And it'll be a fourth down situation again with 5 yards to go as we're down to 1:35 remaining in the period. Truax goes back, and Brazel will be back with him at the 30 in their territory as Estevo will drop back in punt formation. All righty, the snap, a good one. And there's a pass out on the side to screen, and they drop the pass off the screen. Well, I'll tell you, they had it set up down that sideline with a pair of blockers out in front. But when you can't come up with a football, there's not just too much you can do about it. That pass out there just trickling off the fingertips. First and 10 for the Wildcats with great field position again at Hillcrest 25. Out of the wishbone. This time they drop the wishbone back a little deeper. Zeise normally uptight, and they give him the ball, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Well, maybe that's something you can key on. When Zeise gets back a little bit deeper, they give that tank a chance to get started, and when he gets started, he's something else. A 25-yard scamper for Mr. Zeise puts Deer Creek on the board again, and they lead it now 40 to 8. Zeise from 25 yards out. They go now for 2 with 1:08 to go in the period. Mackey, the quarterback, and he got the post right in the way, rolls right, look, passes, and it's caught. And boy, if you can see that number. It looks like Bull, but we'll have to see if we can pick up his number. Brian Bull, number 21, I believe it was. I don't know. Those have got to be the cruddiest numbers in the United States. I know Lind and his friends from Deer Creek will give me Hail Columbia come tomorrow. But unless you're sitting on the 40-yard line and they're playing on the 38, you can't pick them out. We're going to give it to Brian Bowe, number 21, and then hope that we're right. I could care less. I don't have to read it tomorrow. I've already done my dirty deed. 42-8, there's a kickoff, and on his knees to pick it up at the 12. And I'll tell you, Hillcrest just can't do anything on the right side of the ledger tonight. Well, there'll be no joy at the Academy tonight, but I'll tell you, it'll run rampant in the village of Deer Creek. We're ready to go. As the wing comes right, back to throw is Estebo. Estebo cranks it out. Nearly intercepted. Good defensive play by Wayne Perkins. Hillcrest's last two outings against the Broncos, Borup and against Lancaster, excellent football. They're just not able to get it together tonight against an excellent Wildcat team from Deer Creek. Estebo at that quarterback spot, out of the I formation, drops straight back, passes out on the side, incomplete. It was intended on the near side for number 44, Chuck Christensen. They're ready to go as they run out of the I again, winged out on the right side. They snap it between the legs, and the ball is fumbled back there, and Deer Creek comes up with the ball. Getting off the football was Jody Brotch, number 33. And Deer Creek with great field position at the 8, leading at 42-8 in a romp. But you can't take it away from Hillcrest. They are the number 2 team in the state. Out of the wishbone again. Long count this time. Turn around. The hand off the big kid right up the pipe. Not too much running room. Let's get him down to the 5. And I'll tell you, Zize has a lot of power wrapped up there by Christensen. That would be Dave Christensen. Second down and goal to go at the 5-yard line. And I don't know if they'll get another play in. It's down to 2-1. There it is. End of the third period. They did not get it in. 42-8. Deer Creek leads it, and we'll go back for this.
Quality McCulloch chainsaws start at only $114.95 at Swanson Equipment Company just west of Fergus Falls. Also a good selection of used models from only $50. Whatever your decorating needs or problems may be, you can take care of them easily at S&S Decorating in downtown Fergus Falls, where they feature quality Dutch Boy paints. Whatever the season, there's always a better reason to shop Gamble's of Fergus Falls. Gamble's, where convenient credit plans make your buying easy. Tired of shopping for sporting goods where there's only a little of this and a little of that? Then head for the big selection, including dozens of cross-country skis at Lake Sports Shop, 127 East Lincoln in Fergus Falls.
Well, we're back again as we're ready to go into the 4th and final period with Deer Creek threatening again. at the 5-yard line out of the wishbone, and now they bring that fullback up very short. Handoff and busting through and down to the 1. Is he in? Yes, he is. And we'll have to pick up the number. We ran right through the post again. I believe it was Truax carrying the ball again. Yes, Truax. And it's 48-8 now. And that was 5 yards. And that came at 11:56. Maybe we should go back to the old days of 6-man football when you got 45 ahead. Give it up. Now, we're not trying to take anything away from Hillcrest, but it just hasn't been their night. All Deer Creek. Mackey down the line. He pitches out and going in for the extra point. Well, we'll have to get that one, either 85 or 35. 85 would be Stockwell going in for the extra point. And it's 50-8. Deer Creek out in front. 11:56 to go in the 4th and final period. Deer Creek will kick it away. Strand deep on the near side, Langley deep on the far side. Amberson, the short man up the middle. Ready, there's a kick. Over on the far side, picked up at the 12, barely hung onto. Coming right up the middle, trying to get some room is Martinson. He's popped down, he gets over to the 26-yard line. Jeff Martinson carrying the ball. 1st and 10 for Hillcrest at that point. And some of the fans whose tootsies are cold feel they've had enough and they're leaving. (50-8), 11:45 remaining in the ball game. For all intents, the Deer Creek Wildcats are the 1976 champions. Just a matter of the final score now. I formation. Estevo the quarterback, or Amerson back in a quarterback. Amerson tries to turn the corner. Great pursuit. First one to get to him at the 23-yard line was Dan Stave, and then he got some help. (50-8). And another football season in Minnesota rapidly coming to a conclusion. Wing on the right side as they run out of the deuce again. 4-man front. Amberson a quick slant, and once again Hillcrest kids cannot hang on to it. A pass went right smack through the fingers of Jerry Martinson on a little slant. And I'll say this in all justice to the Hillcrest quarterbacks, they have had 4 or 5 passes that have hit right in the hands, but the Hillcrest kids have played clank hands here in this ball game, have been unable to hang on to them. Deuce backfield with a wing out on the right side. Amberson still at quarterback. Amberson drops straight back. Amberson cranks it downfield. Strand, he overthrows him at the 20s. He got behind the defense. He laid that one up, or Estevo rather. We thought it was Strand, we saw the one. It was Estevo after the pass. He laid that one up, wanted Estevo to run under it, but he couldn't quite get down under the ball. 4th down, and about 13 yards to go. 10 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the 4th and final period. 50-8, the Wildcats. Estevo back in punt formation. They've thrown twice off of this, and they've been unable to hang on to the pigskin either time. This time he kicks it, line drive spiral, picked up off the shoulder by Truax. Truax to the far side to the 25 to the 30, and is hit down as he gets to about the 40, over the 40 to the 39 in the territory of Hillcrest. Reminder that tomorrow at 9:15 we'll have an hour of coffee cup to talk football. I formation, power swung to the right side. Mackey keeps. Mackey turns inside. Hayes over the 35 to the 34-yard line. Wrapped up there by Dave Christensen. They went to the power I that time, swung it around with the power on the right side. 50-8. The Wildcats have bombed the Comets here tonight. This time out of the wishbone, and now they have Zize up very short in that wishbone. They don't give it to him when he's that short. There's a pass downfield, wide open. Touchdown to Bo. Bo with a touchdown gets a 56-point for Deer Creek, and we got some laundry back. Let's see what the call. Illegal procedure against Deer Creek. And that will nullify the perfect strike to Bo. They'll bring it back and step it off. We'll bring the ball back close now to the midfield stripe. Right smack at about the 38-yard line in Hillcrest territory. And I'll tell you, Deer Creek lull you with their dives, and then all of a sudden they crank it deep, and Hillcrest have been caught up inside. Out of the wishbone again, and once again, Sizey right up tight behind that quarterback. There's the handoff, second man. Truax trying to get outside, spins and turns, hit down at the 33. Knocking him down is Mike Strand. Athletic Director Dave Jordahl, writing in Norwegian. At least it looks like Norwegian. Out of the wishbone again. Truax up short again. All ready. Mackey keeps. Pitches outside. Truax trying to get around the corner. Beautiful stop on the far side. Ridden out at the 32. Joel Christensen put the shoulder to him and rode him out of bounds at the 32. $50-8, and I'll tell you, Deer Creek over their average. They've been averaging about 44 points a game. Out of that wishbone again. Deer Creek like the wishbone. They've run out of the eye once, mostly out of the wishbone now. There's Truax again. Truax breaks in over the 15, down to the 11-yard line. Joel Christensen there again on the stop, as is the linebacker, Mr. Sandine. Deer Creek's chant across the way, we're number one. This, of course, a great moment for Lynn Peterson. After 7 years at the helm at Deer Creek, into the ball game, Gary Gruey, sophomore quarterback, and try to pick out the rest of them. They run again out of the wishbone. Gruey is an excellent passer, and we're going to have a flag, and we're going to have a little procedure. I think a little popping in the Deer Creek line on the left side, and they'll step off 5, bring it back outside to 15 to the 16, and it'll be 1st and 15. 9 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the action. Gruey, the quarterback. Gruey down underneath, out of the wishbone again. There's a flag as the right half was in motion on the play. Right half back in motion on the play. And we'll try and pick up these number changes if we can. Number 37 is Perry Becker for Deer Creek. Number 74 coming in for Hillcrest is Jimmy Swanson. And there they're stepping off the penalty. Terry Brazel is in at the right halfback spot. He's the guy that got caught getting an early start. Gruy, the quarterback, takes a look back at his fullback. Now ready. Gruy down underneath, off the wishbone. Handoff coming the outside, trying to find some running room was Brian Becker, and he's hit down at the 21. Glenn Johnson and Dave Overgaard in on the defensive play. It'll be a second down and about 18 or 19 yards to go. Number 75 coming in is Paul Jensen for Deer Creek. For Hillcrest. Deer Creek come out now with a wing on the right side. Gruy back to throw. Screen pass up the middle to Perry Becker, and Becker is popped down as he gets to the 15. There's a flag on the play. Ineligible down on the field side. They're discussing this option with Hillcrest. They'll bring it back, and it'll come back to about the 35-yard line. Eight minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the action. 50-8, Deer Creek are the champions. There's no doubt of that. Only the matter of the final score. Is coming out on the wing on the right side is Terry Brazel, running out of the deuce backfield. Officials time. And Lynn Peterson wanted to know what the penalty was for. The official gave it to him again. And they come right back out of the deuce with the wing on the right side. Brazel the wing. Gruy down underneath. Look for him to crank. Gruy drops back. No, they don't. He gives a little fake. The handoff and trying to get some running room is Perry Becker, and Becker gets back to the 27-yard line. Chuck Christensen making the defensive play at that point. And it'll be a third down, and they still have about 25, 26 yards to go. Deer Creek up over the ball. They wing on the left side this time, out of the deuce. Gruy, the quarterback, down in underneath. Gruy hands off Becker, and Becker is hit down by Amberson at the 31. Amberson coming out of the action. These Hillcrest kids can be well proud of being the number 2 team in the state of Minnesota. And of course, to the fans and the kids at Deer Creek, our congratulations to the 1976 9-man champions. And here we have a penalty going against Hillcrest. Oh, they're going to try a field goal. Well, they play on a 100-yard field here, so they got to move it up. I often wondered on these things, if they fumble the ball and fake, then they got to figure out how far they've run with it. Trying a field goal, they'll kick it from the 27-yard line, which would make it a 37-yard field goal. The ball is down, the kick is up. It is way short, goes into the end zone, and they'll bring it back out to the 15. Trying the field goal that time was Kent Whitty. They'll bring it out to 15, and Hillcrest will come offensively from there. Six minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the action. Hillcrest would like to get on that board again. They're on the short end of it, 50-8 here in the fourth period. Amberson, the quarterback again. He's back to throw. Out on the side, pass incomplete, intended for number 33, Jeff Martinson at the 20. Well covered on the play by Jim Bronson. The pass was thrown in behind him. He turned back to get it. Just about that time, Bronson ran into him. Second down and 10. 6 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Hillcrest fans sitting quietly by, watching their team being demolished here this evening by an excellent Deer Creek club. Wing goes right off the deuce. Amberson back. He cranks it out on the side to Strand. Strand finds some running room. Strand is at the 40. Strand is at the 30. Good block, and Strand is going to go all the way. A 65-yard run by Strand off that pass. And that came with 6:29 to go in the ball game, and it's 50-14 now. Strand stumbled at the 40, looked like he might fall and go down, but got his footing under him. And now they'll try for 2. Amberson, the quarterback, down and under. Amberson rolled back, and he is going to be hit back at the 15. Zize, I believe, making the defensive play on him, and with the score 50-14 as the extra point try no good. 6:29 to go. We'll go back and listen to this. Well, we're back again. He tried the onside kick, and it went only about 4 yards. Hillcrest fell on it. Deer Creek will have the ball at that point. Deer Creek come offensively, and let's see if we can get the changes in here now. Number 37 enters Perry Becker for Deer Creek. Gruey, the quarterback. Gruey down underneath. They split out on the left side out of the eye. There's a handoff. First man. There just is no running room. All kinds of substitutes in the ball game right now. We'll try and get their numbers if we can. Wayne Perkins, I believe, number 19, carrying the ball on the play. Second down and about 11 yards to go. With 5:54, they come out with a wing on the right side out the I formation against a 5-man front. Gruey drops back to throw. Hay cranks it up the middle. Oh, and right through the hands of Kent Whitty at about the 10-yard line as he got behind everybody. It'll be a third down now on 11, and we'll look for Mr. Gruey to crank it again. Put it in the O-zone one more time. 5:43 remaining. 50-8, Deer Creek. All righty, Gruey back to throw again. Screen pass up the middle. Picked off there and trying to get some running room inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. And we'll have to pick up that number. That's another new kid into the lineup. Number 37, oh, that would be Perry Becker. And he'll bring the chains out from the far side for the measurement. 5:17 remaining. They put it down, stretch it out, and it is not a first down. Up over the ball, out the wishbone again. Gruey, the quarterback. Gruey fumbles the ball, loses it. They fall on it. Let's see who's got it. Hillcrest come up with a football. Looked like coming away with a football was Chuck Christensen. We'll give him credit for it. 50-14. As the Little 8 Conference will have the 1976 nine-man football champion. The Agassiz Valley Conference will have to settle for second best. A great year for Lynn Peterson and the Wildcats. Also a great year for Dick Risprud and the Hillcrest Academy Comets. I formation, winged out on the right side. Amberson down underneath. Amberson pitches back. Here's the halfback pass. Out on the side, through the hands of the intended receiver, Estebo. It'll be a second down and 10 as the clock is down to 4:39. Joel Christensen comes out now on the left side. Amberson rolls back. Amberson looks, cranks up the middle. Joel Christensen drops it at the 40-yard line. And I'll tell you, the passes have been there. Covering on the play was Jim Bronson, but John Christensen had him beat. .434 remaining. And we could be here all night if they're going to crank up on passes each and every time now. As the clock stops, each time it's incomplete. Out of the deuce, winged around on the left side. Jim Bronson moves over to cover the wingman. There's a pass up the middle, or on the far side to John Christensen. Catches his hit down at the 33-yard line. Going to be just short, I believe, of that first down as the clock is down to 4:24 and rolling. Fourth down and less than a yard. And with a score of 50-14, Deer Creek leading a timeout on the field. We go back for this word.
1977 Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac now offer you brand new size in their full-size cars. They're lighter, quieter, more economical, and more drivable. See them all now at Minnesota Motor Company. For prompt, courteous service on all your prescriptions, stop at either Andrews and Meister Uptown or South Pharmacy. Two conveniently located Walgreen Agency drugstores in Fergus Falls. Check out the terrific deal on John Deere race-proven snowmobiles at Ebersville Implement, just west of Fergus Falls. No installment payments due till January 1977 and no finance charges till March 1st.
Well, we're back again. 4:13 remaining. 50-14. Deer Creek leading it, and now Hillcrest are lined up with all their kids over on this near side. Let's see if they'll snap a quick pass over here. Here it comes over on this side to Strand. Strand trying to find some running room. There's a flag down. Strand breaks through, gets up inside the 35 to the 34. Well, they're going to get called for illegal procedure. Well, I think the call would probably be for not having enough men on the line of scrimmage. I don't know. That's the same type of thing Lancaster tried last week. They bring it back. The penalty will take it inside the 30 at the 28. Fourth down and 6 yards to go as the clock is down to 4:05. Deuce with a wing on the left side. Amberson, there's a flag on the play again, a pass out, incomplete. And let's see what this one is. Penalty is being assessed against Austin for illegal procedure. And I'll tell you, I don't know whether that referee is mad as his wife or not and doesn't want to get home. You'd think with a score of 50-14, he would kind of overlook a couple of those so he could get out of here tonight. There's the penalty. We don't mean that as any defaming of the officials. They're doing their job. And ball taken over now by Deer Creek. They come out of the eye with a wing on the right side. Gruy, the quarterback. Gruy hands off, first man, trying to bust through and get some running room. Hit down as it gets to the 24. Wayne Perkins, I believe, carrying the ball on the play. And it'll be a second down and about 5 yards to go. Still 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the action. Out of the eye again, the wings around on the right side. Gruy down underneath. Gruy hands off again to Perkins. Perkins puts his head down, gets to the 16-yard line. Estevo there on the stop. Also helping on the defensive play would be Jerry Martinson. First down and 10 yards to go for the wing on the left side with Brian Becker out of the I formation. 10-yard line. Clock down to 2:15. Hillcrest cheerleaders out, showing their appreciation for the great efforts the Comets have given this year. The number 2 team in the state of Minnesota 9-man football. Deer Creek are number 1. I formation. Gruy rolls, fakes a pitch, beautiful fake, and is hit down as he rolled to the 4-yard line. Dave Christensen again in on the defensive play. And the ball now down to the 4, where it's first and goal for Deer Creek. They lead it 50-14. Clock rolling. Gruy, the quarterback. Gruy hands off. Becker again. He gets down to the 1-yard line. Or excuse me, not Becker, but Wayne Perkins carrying the play. Down at the 1. And Deer Creek driving for another touchdown. Out of the I formation. Gruy down underneath the center. Wing comes on the right side. There's a handoff, and Perkins has the touchdown. 56-14. That came with 1:19 to go in the 4th period. From 1 yard out, 56-14, Deer Creek. And let's see how they go on the extra point try. I think they're going to try the kick. That means that Kent Whitty will do the kicking. At least he tried the last one. You can't see the number. His shirt is torn away on top of it now. All right, the snap is good. The ball is down. Whitty has it up. It is good. Ken Whitty kicked it through the uprights. And while they come back upfield, 57-14, Deer Creek. We'll go back and listen to this.
Join the CB crowd with a new Midland Citizens Band radio from the large selection at the Radio Shack at the Photo Center in Fergus Falls. Good food and good friends get together at the Holiday Inn in Fergus Falls, the nation's innkeeper. You can spend more money on food, but you don't have to. Shop the Warehouse Food Market of Fergus Falls. See AA Western and Luggage Shop in Fergus Falls for a huge selection of jeans and sizes for the whole family, from 1 slim up to 46-inch waist sizes. Be ready for unexpected expenses with Checking Plus from the First National Bank of Fergus Falls.
Well, we're back again as they get ready to kick off. 1:19 remaining, 57-14. Deer Creek lead it. There's a kick, a high kick. Picked off at the 13-yard line. Joel Christensen near side to the 20, to the 25, and out to the 30-yard line. Wrapped up there in the grasp of Perry Becker, number 37. One minute, 13 seconds remaining. The Deer Creek fans starting to come down on the edge of the field. They'll be all out here en masse in 71 seconds. You hear the chant from across the way, we're number one, and there isn't much doubt of that one. Hillcrest in the I formation, winged around to the right side against a 4-man rush this time. Bronson back, flags all over the play. Pass up the middle, complete, hit down at the 40 or 38-yard line. I think it was Langley making the tackle, or catching the ball. The tackle was made by Gary Mackey. And the penalty is against Hillcrest. Offside. They'll bring it back and step it off again. And I think the last 5 minutes must have taken about 45 minutes to play. But that's the way it is when you're trying to play catch-up. And it's a lot of catching up to do when you trail 57-14. Hillcrest have fought it all the way. They just have run into a better football team here tonight. Amberson on the draw. Right up the middle is Martinson. Cuts to the outside. Hit down as he gets to the midfield stripe. 30 seconds remaining. We're going to wrap this one up very quickly here tonight. 1st and 10, Hillcrest. 29 seconds remaining. They're bringing the awards out for the presentation. Gold medals and a trophy to the winner. A trophy and silver medals to the second place finishers. Hillcrest asked for a timeout with 29 seconds to go, and they're down by 43 points. This will probably be the last play of the 1976 season for these two. A great year for both of them, and of course, the best for the Deer Creek Wildcats, state champions. Out of the deuce backfield against a 4-man front. Amberson back. There's a screen pass to Strand. He's hit down at the line of scrimmage as the clock rolls down now to 20 seconds remaining. Hillcrest asks for another timeout. And we're going to stay right here with it with 17 seconds to go. And I'm going to get on that Jim Donahue. He can't get his thumb on there to run this timeout. He's normally known as Thumbs Donahue, and today he can't even find a good thumb. Hillcrest coming up over the ball. 17 seconds to go, 57-44. They've made a great effort, but Deer Creek just too strong. Here's a reverse. Estevaux throwing the pass off of it. Strand is down there. Oh, he dropped it at the 5-yard line. He dropped it at the 5-yard line. Nine seconds showing on the clock. Third down and 9 yards to go. And that's the second time Hillcrest have been behind the defense but couldn't find a handle on the football. Joel Christensen, wing on the right side. 9 seconds remaining. Out of the deuce backfield. 4-man rush. Deer Creek have really loosened up that secondary. There's the pass on the side and hit down. Martinson hit down. There it is. Deer Creek are the champions. We'll be back to wrap it up after this word. Well, we're back again as the two teams meet at the center of the field, and Lynn Peterson gets the traditional ride as the coach of the state championship team. If we may now offer our congratulations, first of all, to Deer Creek, the state champions in 9-man football. Also, our congratulations to the Hillcrest Academy Comets, who are the runners-up. If we may, let's take a quick look at it. In the first period, the first time they had the ball, Tyndall from 50 yards out at 11:40 put Deer Creek on the board, and they led it all the way. That made it 6-0. The extra point try no good. Then Bow for Deer Creek at 6:31 made it 12-0. Truax with the extra points, it was 14-0. Hillcrest got their only touchdown as Strand went in at 2:26, made it 14-6. Jeff Martinson made it 14-8 on the extra point try. That's the way it was after one period. In the second period, Mackey from 8 yards out at 11:22 made it 20-8. Pass no good for the extra points. Then Mackey again in the second period from 1 yard out at 5:56 made it 26-8. Tyndall went out, made it 28-8. That was your halftime score. Then in the third period, Truax from 4 yards out at 7:45 made it 34-8. They fumbled the extra point try, and it was no good. Then in the third period, Zeise from 25 yards out made it 34-8 at 1:08. Brian Bowe took the points, took the next one on the, that made it 40-8. Then Brian Bowe, the extra point pass, made it 42-8, and that was your score after 3 periods. Then in the fourth period, Truax at 11:56 from 5 yards out made it 48-8. Stockwell with the extra points made it 50-8. Then a 65-yard pass completion as Strand took it off the screen at 6:29, made it 50-14. Then Perkins.